It was a peaceful morning in Enchancia, and Princess Sofia was reading in the royal garden, surrounded by butterflies and blooming roses. She turned each page with excitement, her eyes gleaming with curiosity. Just then, a royal messenger arrived with a golden envelope sealed with an elegant red rose emblem. "A message for Princess Sofia," he announced, bowing deeply. Sofia opened the envelope to find a beautifully written letter. "You are cordially invited to attend the Royal Library Festival in the Kingdom of Avalor, where Princess Belle of France will present her enchanted books and share stories from her magical library." Sofia gasped. "Princess Belle? The one who loves books and tamed a beast with her kindness?" Clover hopped beside her. "Sounds fancy. Books that talk, huh? I bet they gossip a lot." Sofia giggled. "Oh, Clover, this is a dream come true. I've always wanted to meet her." Queen Miranda and King Roland smiled warmly as Sofia shared the news. "You've grown so much, Sofia," her mother said. "I think Princess Belle will enjoy meeting someone who loves learning as much as she does." Later that evening, Sofia prepared for her journey. She chose a soft golden gown with rose embroidery, perfect for meeting Belle. Amber, ever curious, peeked into her sister's bag. "Aren't you nervous? She's one of the most admired princesses ever." Sofia smiled. "A little, but I know if I stay true to myself, everything will go fine." As night fell, the royal carriage sparkled under the moonlight, ready for departure. The air shimmered with excitement. "Next stop, Avalor's Royal Library Festival," Sofia whispered, her heart fluttering with anticipation. But just as the carriage rolled down the forest path, the sky grew dark. A strange wind howled, and a soft golden light appeared on the road ahead. The horses stopped. The light took shape, forming a glowing book floating in midair. Its pages flipped rapidly before it whispered, "Follow the story, if you wish to meet Belle." Sofia's eyes widened. Did that book just talk? Clover's fur stood on end. "Yup, and I vote we turn around." But Sofia's curiosity was too strong. "No, Clover. This is a sign. Maybe this is how I'll find Princess Belle." With courage in her heart, she reached for the glowing book. The pages shimmered, and suddenly, whoosh! A swirl of golden magic lifted the carriage off the ground. The forest disappeared, and Sofia found herself standing in front of a towering castle surrounded by roses and candlelight. She took a step forward, gazing up in awe. "Is this Belle's castle?" she whispered. The air smelled of old books and enchantment. Somewhere inside, faint music drifted, a piano tune that seemed to welcome her. And from within the grand hall, a gentle voice said, "Come in, dear guest. I've been expecting you." When the golden light faded, Sofia blinked and looked around in amazement. She was no longer in the grand castle. Instead, she stood in the middle of a vast garden that looked like it had been forgotten by time. The air smelled faintly of roses, but the flowers were wilted, their petals scattered across broken stone paths. A mist swirled through the air, glowing faintly pink in the sunlight. Where are we?" Sofia whispered, holding the enchanted book tightly to her chest. Belle stood beside her, her golden gown now faintly shimmering with enchantment. "We're inside the tale of the lost rose," she said softly. "This world was created by magic long ago, a story that was never finished, and it seems we've been brought here to uncover its ending." Clover peeked nervously from Sofia's pocket. "I told you those talking books were trouble," he muttered. Sofia giggled softly, though her heart was racing. "It's going to be okay, Clover. We'll figure this out together." They began walking through the overgrown garden. Vines crept over old fountains, and statues of roses stood cracked and faded. "It feels sad," Sofia said, "like the whole place is waiting for something." Belle nodded thoughtfully. "Yes, a kingdom once filled with joy, now lost to time. The roses are said to bloom only when kindness returns to this land." As they reached a stone bridge, a soft cry echoed in the distance. Sofia turned. "Did you hear that?" Belle nodded. "It sounds like someone's in trouble." They followed the sound, and found a small figure trapped under a fallen branch, a talking chipmunk dressed in tiny royal clothes. "Oh dear, please help me," he squeaked. Sofia hurried forward and lifted the branch with Belle's help. "Are you okay?" she asked. The chipmunk dusted himself off. "Thank you, kind princesses. I am Pip, the royal messenger of the Rose Kingdom, but you shouldn't be." Here. The enchantress doesn't like visitors." "The enchantress?" Belle asked gently. Pip nodded nervously. "She cast a curse on this land long ago. She said that no rose shall bloom until the lost heart is found. Since then, everything has withered away." Sofia frowned. "Lost heart? What does that mean?" Pip sighed. "No one knows. Some say it's a person, others say it's an object, something that was once full of love but was lost to sorrow." Belle's eyes sparkled with realization. "Sofia, I think this story wants us to restore what was broken. Not just a rose, but the heart behind it." Suddenly, the enchanted book in Sofia's hands began to glow again. Words appeared across its open pages. "To heal the garden and end the curse, seek the rose of light that blooms where tears once fell." Before they could react, the ground beneath them shook, the mist darkened, and from the shadows emerged a figure cloaked in black, eyes shimmering like crimson fire. "So, intruders," the figure hissed. "You dare enter my forgotten tale?" Belle stepped protectively in front of Sofia. "Who are you?" The figure raised a hand, and a gust of cold wind rushed past them. "I am the Enchantress of Thorns. Leave this world, or become part of its sorrow forever." Sofia clutched the book tighter, her voice steady despite her fear. "We're not leaving. We're here to bring light back to this kingdom." The Enchantress laughed darkly. "Then let's see if your light can survive the shadows." With a swirl of black petals, she vanished into the mist, leaving behind only silence and a single wilted rose that fell at Sofia's feet. Sofia bent down and whispered softly, "Don't worry, we'll make you bloom again." And as she touched it, the rose glowed faintly, as if her promise had awakened something deep within the land. Sofia hesitated for a moment at the entrance of the grand castle. The doors were tall and carved with intricate designs of roses and books. She could feel the warmth of magic flowing through the golden handles. Taking a deep breath, she pushed the doors open, and the sight that met her eyes was breathtaking. The grand hall shimmered with candlelight. Portraits of enchanted figures lined the walls, chandeliers sparkled above, and elegant music echoed softly from somewhere unseen. A teapot and a candelabra were dancing on the table, twirling in perfect rhythm. Sofia gasped. "Clover, are those dancing dishes?" Clover peeked from behind her dress. "Oh no, this place is way too fancy for me." Just then a voice called out warmly, "Welcome, Princess Sofia of Enchancia." Sofia turned and saw a young woman descending the staircase gracefully. Her golden gown flowed like liquid sunlight, and a single red rose glowed in her hair. Sofia instantly recognized her. Princess Belle. "Princess Belle! It's such an honor to meet you," Sofia exclaimed, bowing politely. Belle smiled, her eyes kind and full of warmth. "Oh, Sofia, I've heard wonderful things about you. You're the young princess who believes every problem can be solved with kindness and courage." Sofia blushed. "I try my best, and I've always admired how you saw the good inside the beast. That takes real bravery." Belle chuckled softly. "We all have a bit of bravery inside us. Sometimes we just need a good story to bring it out." As Belle guided Sofia through the castle, Sofia marveled at everything she saw. Enchanted clocks that hummed softly, mirrors that whispered poems, and a hallway filled with books that floated gently in the air. "This is incredible," Sofia said. "I've never seen books like these before." Belle smiled knowingly. "Each of these books contains a piece of magic, not just spells but lessons, dreams, and memories. I believe that stories are the most powerful magic of all." One book caught Sofia's eye. It shimmered with a soft purple light. "This one looks special," she said, reaching toward it. But the book floated just out of her reach, glowing brighter. Belle's expression changed slightly. "Ah, that one is quite mysterious. It's called The Tale of the Lost Rose. No one has ever been able to open it. It only reveals its story when it finds someone whose heart is pure enough to understand it." Sofia looked intrigued. "Maybe I can try?" Belle hesitated, then nodded gently. "You may. But be careful. Enchanted books have minds of their own." Sofia placed her hands on the cover, and a golden shimmer surrounded her. The book trembled, then opened slowly on its own. The first page glowed brightly, and the words began to form in the air. Once upon a time, two princesses from different worlds were destined to rewrite a forgotten story. Before Sofia could read more, the castle trembled, the candles flickered, and a cold wind swept through the hall. Belle looked startled. "Oh no! Something's awakening inside the book." Sofia held it tightly, her eyes wide. "Princess Belle, what's happening?" Belle took her hand. "It seems, Sofia, that you've just begun the story of us both." The golden light expanded, surrounding them completely, and in a flash, the two princesses vanished from the castle, drawn into the world within the enchanted book. The wilted rose in Sofia's hand shimmered softly, guiding her and Belle through the misty garden toward a vine-covered archway. Carved words glowed faintly. "Only hearts pure as light may pass." Belle smiled gently. "A test of kindness, perhaps." Sofia touched the rose, and the vines curled away, opening the gate with a faint shimmer. Clover groaned. Magical gates that opened themselves. Never a good sign. Beyond the archway stretched an enchanted forest. Light flickered through the trees like whispers. Soon they came to two paths, one bright and one shadowed. "The dark one looks scary," Clover muttered. Sofia closed her eyes, feeling a pull deep inside. "This way," she said, pointing toward the shadowed path. Belle nodded. "Light sometimes hides in the dark." As they walked, whispers echoed around them, faint, sad voices. "You cannot save what is lost." Sofia held the rose tightly. "Hope never gets lost," she said firmly. The glow from the rose brightened, scattering the shadows. They reached a clearing where a cracked fountain stood. An inscription read, "To find the rose of light, heal what is broken." Belle noticed a small bird with an injured wing nearby. She gently lifted it, humming a sweet tune. The bird's wing healed, and it sang joyfully. Golden water suddenly flowed into the fountain, sparkling like sunlight. From its center rose a radiant flower, the rose of light itself. Sofia gasped. "We did it!" But before she could touch it, dark vines shot from the ground. The enchantress's voice thundered, "That rose is mine!" Belle held Sofia's hand. "Don't let go." Sofia raised the enchanted book. "By the magic of friendship and light, shine through the darkness." A burst of golden light filled the clearing. The vines withered, and for a fleeting moment the enchantress's face appeared, not furious, but sorrowful. The rose of light floated by into Sofia's palms, glowing with warmth. Belle smiled. "You've brought life back to this world." Sofia looked at her. "No, we did, together." And as the light spread, roses bloomed across the land once more, while far away, the enchantress whispered from the shadows, "Perhaps there is still hope." The rose of light glowed softly in Sofia's hands, its golden petals pulsing like a heartbeat. The air around her shimmered as the once frozen garden came alive again. Flowers bloomed, fountains sparkled, and birds began to sing. But Belle noticed something strange. "Sofia, the light isn't spreading to the castle." Sofia frowned. "You're right. Maybe the curse isn't fully broken yet." Before she could say more, the enchanted book flipped open on its own. Words appeared across the glowing page. "The heart of the curse lies where sorrow sleeps." Belle's expression turned thoughtful. "Then that's where we must go." Guided by the rose's glow, they followed an overgrown path leading to a hidden courtyard. At its center stood a massive statue of a woman holding a rose, cracked and covered in vines. Her stone face looked both proud and sad. Clover whispered, Uh, tell me that statue didn't just sigh. A soft breeze swept past them, and suddenly the statue's eyes glowed faintly blue. A voice echoed, distant and filled with grief. Why did you wake me? Sofia stepped forward, clutching the glowing rose. Because your kingdom is dying. We want to help. The stone face softened. Help? None could help me. I was once the protector of this land, but I lost what I loved most, my heart, and with it, all my hope. Belle gasped. You're the enchantress? The statue nodded slowly. Long ago, I tried to create beauty with magic, but when my love disappeared, I cursed my own kingdom in despair. The lost rose was the last piece of light I left behind. Sofia's voice trembled softly. Then this rose belongs to you. She stepped closer and placed the glowing flower at the statue's feet. The moment she did, the ground trembled. Light burst from the rose, wrapping around the enchantress like a warm embrace. The stone began to crack and fade, revealing a woman with flowing silver hair and gentle eyes. Tears glistened as she looked at Sofia and Belle. You've done what no magic ever could, she whispered. You reminded me that love never truly disappears. It just waits to be found again. The enchantress waved her hand, and the sky above filled with golden petals. The kingdom is yours to remember. May kindness guide your every story. And with that, she faded into the light, leaving behind a trail of roses blooming in her wake. The golden light from the enchantress's blessing swirled around Sofia and Belle like a warm sunrise. The garden shimmered, each flower sparkling as if made of starlight. For a moment, it felt like time itself had paused. Soft music floated through the air, and the scent of roses filled the world. Sofia looked down at the enchanted book in her hands. Its pages glowed brightly, words forming one last line. The tale is healed. Now return to where it began. Before Sofia could speak, the light around them intensified. Belle smiled softly. Looks like our story is ending, Sofia. Sofia nodded, a little tear shining in her eye. But it's the kind of ending that feels like a new beginning. The rose of light lifted from the ground, circling them both before dissolving into golden petals. The air shimmered, and with a gentle whoosh, they were back inside Belle's grand castle. Everything looked different now, brighter, more alive. The chandeliers sparkled, the portraits smiled warmly, and the music from the ballroom played a joyful tune. Even the enchanted teapot and candelabra danced happily across the table. Clover blinked, shaking his head. We're back? And still in one piece? That's a first. Belle laughed softly. It seems the book has given us more than a story. It's given us a memory to treasure. Sofia looked around, realizing something new. On one of the shelves, the once locked book, The Tale of the Lost Rose, now sat open, its pages glowing gently. But this time the last page showed a painting of two princesses standing together beneath a sky filled with golden roses. Sofia touched the page gently. That's us, Belle nodded. Because we became part of the story. Our friendship completed it. Just then, a bell chimed through the castle halls. Outside, the morning sun was rising over the hills, casting its light through the stained glass windows. So, Fia turned to Belle. I think the real magic wasn't the rose or the book. Belle smiled warmly. It was the courage to believe in light, even when everything felt dark. The enchanted book slowly closed, sealing the tale forever. A soft sparkle lingered above it, a reminder of the magic they had shared. And as Sofia looked out the window, she whispered with a smile, Every ending holds another story, waiting to begin. The sun painted the castle in golden light as Sofia and Belle stepped out into the courtyard. The birds sang joyfully, and the scent of fresh roses filled the air. The world truly felt alive again. Belle turned to Sofia with a gentle smile. Our story may be over, but its magic will stay with us forever." Sofia nodded, looking down at the enchanted book still glowing faintly in her hands. "I'll never forget what we learned, that love and kindness can heal even the deepest sorrow." Just then, the book lifted from her palms and floated between them. Its cover shimmered before transforming into a single, perfect rose made of crystal light. Belle caught it carefully. "This is the last gift of the story," she said softly. "It represents everything we've restored: hope, courage, and friendship." She handed the crystal rose to Sofia. "Keep this, Princess Sofia. Whenever you doubt yourself, let it remind you that light can always bloom again." Sofia held the rose close to her heart, eyes sparkling. "Thank you, Princess Belle. I'll treasure it always." Belle smiled. "And I'll treasure the friend who helped me rewrite a forgotten tale." As they embraced, the enchanted book's final magic swirled around them like a gentle breeze. Sofia felt a pull, warm, comforting, and before she knew it, she was standing once again in the royal garden of Enchancia. The morning sun glowed softly, and Clover blinked beside her. "We're back? Home?" Sofia smiled, holding up the crystal rose. "Yes, and this time, I think we brought a little of Belle's magic with us." Amber and James came running over. "Sofia, you disappeared last night. We were so worried." Sofia laughed softly. "I was on a magical adventure. I met Princess Belle, and together we helped heal a kingdom that had forgotten what love felt like." Her sister looked amazed. "And you came back with a glowing rose?" Sofia nodded. "Because every story leaves behind a little light." She placed the crystal rose on the garden's fountain, and as the sunlight touched it, 1,000 tiny golden petals burst into the air, sparkling like stars. Belle's gentle voice echoed faintly in Sofia's heart. "Wherever there is kindness, the story continues." Sofia smiled up at the sky. "Goodbye for now, Princess Belle, until our stories meet again." The camera fades on the glowing rose, a symbol of friendship, courage, and everlasting magic.